Okay. Hey, everybody. My name is Ben Grimico. I'm from InterNACHI. I'm the COO of InterNACHI, and I do a lot of things like the training and education, the school, and stuff like that. But I'm also a Florida licensed home inspector. So I have my license down in Florida. I have my license and certification in many states around the country. So I know what you're going through. A lot of you are new inspectors. A lot of you some of you may already have a license. But we're going to go. Juan is a fantastic instructor, good friend. He's been in an industry a long time. He is a mentor and a master at what he does. So you've got one of the best instructors right there down in Florida at the InterNACHI House of Horrors inside the Pro Lab company. So Pro Lab is an amazing worldwide laboratory for home inspectors who want to do environmental testing like radon and mold and things like that. So you've got you're surrounded by amazing resources, ProLab, InterNACHI, and a master instructor. And Juan asked me to answer questions that you may have. So it's going to be a little clunky, but if you have any questions, right, maybe write them down on a piece of paper or somehow communicate them to Juan, and we'll get those questions answered. If we can't, right, no problem. Or if a question comes to your mind like after my presentation, which is going to be like, I don't know, 45 minutes or so, I don't want to take all your time. You can just email me, ben@internachi.org. So if you have a pencil and paper, I'm old school, pencil and paper, pen and paper, write down my email address. Okay. Feel free to email me or anybody on staff. There are 30 people, full time staff members who work at InterNACHI, and they essentially work for you, just like I do. My job is to help you. I mean, our focus is on our homepage. You can see it there. We help home inspectors succeed. And that means we're, we, we work to, we work really hard to provide everything you need to be successful and to provide you with the resources and answers that you need. Okay. So during this short moment that we have together at the House of Horrors, you can ask me questions. I opened it up online to anybody in the world who wants to attend this little presentation. So they get to ask questions as well. So if you're online, use the chat feature or QA feature. All right. I wanted to show a few things and share a few things and thoughts. And maybe while I go over these topics, you'll have some ideas and questions yourself that may pop up. Okay, I wanted to share the panel board inspection checklist. And the panel board inspection, that was one of my weaknesses. I hated inspecting the electrical panel, right? Like it's potentially dangerous situation. What happens if I click something off, something sparks? What if I test something and like a GFCI and it doesn't reset? And what am I looking at when I open up the dead front cover? Because I exceeded the standards of practice all the time. Standards of practice, you don't have to remove the dead front cover of the panel, but if I did, I'll be honest, like I was a home inspector for 12 years. That was one of my weak points. And I wish I had a resource to strengthen my weaknesses, right? It's like going to the gym. If you need to strengthen your chest, you do those exercises. Same thing with home inspection training, right? You got to figure out where you're uncomfortable, you don't have a lot of confidence, and attack it and focus on it. So one of those things I wanted to share it with you is the panel board inspection checklist. Let's get to it. How do you find stuff? At InterNACHI, it's a huge resource library, big, it's usually on any homepage, and then you kind of like get started, or if you want to grow your business, or there's more things. But if you get started and then you go to the education and training page, get started, education and training, and the checklist, the panel board checklist is inside the electrical course. So in the search field, you type in electric, and it's called the How to Perform Residential Electrical Inspections. And you open that up, and you get really cool things like this. Zach, he's our illustrator, and he illustrates stuff for us to see, a system, and he breaks it down into components. So there's a service drop right there, right? That's the overhead lines, and here's basically how it goes right into the panel, right? And how it's broken up. What is 120, 240, right? What does that mean? We'll help you figure that out. And we identify components of a system. So if you want to think of a panel as like a system, right? And as a home inspector, if you can identify the components of the system, that's 80% of the job right there. Just figuring out what makes a system. So if it's a roof system, you want to break it down into the components. What are you required to inspect when you're inspecting the roof? All the components of the roof. What are you required to inspect when you're looking at the electrical panel? All the components. So if you know what's inside the guts of a panel and you want to remove the dead front cover, even though it's not required, you will have confidence because you know everything in here. And you're going to check to see if everything is installed properly. And when you're trained on what's installed properly, defects are like a trip hazard. You stumble right over it. Defects will just pop up into your eyes, and you can see, oh, something's wrong. So I wanted to show you the resources that InterNACHI has, because this is one of my weaknesses, is now it's a strength. And InterNACHI has an online course to teach you how to inspect the electrical system, all of its components, including the panel board. And so if you go down panel board inspection checklist, this is a checklist that you can use as a as a as a starting point to develop your own checklist. Because remember, this is exceeding the standards of practice. Maybe you don't remove the dead front. So half of the checklist here won't apply to you. But I love checklists, and I'm going to tell you why, because they make me smart. I don't have to remember everything. Look how huge this checklist is, but I don't have to remember all this stuff. What I do is I put the checklist in my software on my phone. And when I'm inspecting the electrical panel, I look around, I open up my software, and there's a checklist right there. And I simply go through the things I'm supposed to inspect. It's a checklist. I love checklists. Long time ago, I was doing paper and pencil checklist back then before software. Now it's in my hand. You look really smart. It helps reduce making mistakes and helps you inspect thoroughly and competently, just like a master inspector. I mean, this checklist is used by inspectors all over the world, certified master inspector, electrical inspectors, right? And you can do the same work simply because you have the resource in your hand. So checklists are really important. So if you're strong in one area but weak in another, maybe a checklist will help strengthen that weakness. And this checklist is free, and it's inside the electrical inspections course. And I showed you how to get to it, okay? Okay, that's the first thing I wanted to show you. And we've got a ton of other inspection checklists. We have an inspection checklist for everything that you would touch. We have an inspection checklist for inspecting a refrigerator, if you wanted to inspect a refrigerator. How do I go about being a great inspector? Well, it's about getting trained, not just attaining that license from the state, but getting trained and certified in how to inspect all the systems and components of a home. But it's also about business and marketing. If you're starting your own home inspection company, man, you got to take a course or something. You got to get to learn about business and marketing for the home inspection service that you're going to provide. And you just can't take any home inspection. You can't take any business course or any marketing course. It has to be a home inspection business course offered by an accredited college. I'm going to show you exactly where to get that. Okay. And if you want to work for someone else, your boss is going to ask you questions, and you should provide answers to those questions. Like, well, are you able to do this inspection in this amount of time for this amount of money? And if you don't have that kind of knowledge in your head about pricing a service, then you don't know about managing your time either. Because in business, to be successful, it's basically your money divided by time. And great successful home inspectors are really good at time management, and they understand about dividing money divided by the time. So if you're doing a radon test, or if you're doing a wind mitt inspection, right? It's about a half an hour long. How much money are you going to make per hour? And then you tell your boss, I pulled in $1,000 today. By having, um, by taking a home inspection business and marketing course, you provide value to your employer. You have a good return. They have a good return on their investment. They're going to hire you to work for their company. You should provide them with incredible value, not just knowing how to inspect the electrical panel, but maybe running some of the business systems and processes really well, and knowing that the services that you provide are of great value in relation to this fee that your company is charging. So whether you're starting your own business or working for someone else, I highly recommend you do this. You go to anynachi.org page, anynachi.org page, you get started, go to training and education. In the filter, you type in business, and the home inspection business and marketing course will pop up. And this home inspection business and marketing course is provided by our accredited college, InterNACHI.edu. The InterNACHI school is an accredited college, tuition-free online college for InterNACHI members. And we have the only accredited home inspection business and marketing course. And this is fantastic. Can't talk about this course enough. And the goal is to teach you how to start, build, and operate and market and grow a home inspection business, whether it's your own or someone else's. And it covers everything from what it takes to run one home inspector business, one inspector business, or a multi-inspection company. And it includes business processes, marketing strategies, training, inspection training, obviously, but it's also report software and inspection tools. And it includes resources for mentoring, marketing and websites, insurance and legal. So it has everything you need. I want to log in and show you my favorite sections. This is one of my favorite sections. It's in the marketing. I think it's chapter 14, business cards. Everybody needs a business card, right? So are you going to design your own business card? Do you think you could design something like this? If you can, that's fantastic, right? But most home inspectors, they're not working on developing their marketing skills on how to design and illustrate a really good business card. You should delegate that down. That's another key to success. Get someone else to do the work that you shouldn't be doing. You're a home inspector or a business owner. You should be thinking like a business owner. Let someone else do the stuff like this. Who is going to design a really good looking business card? And you know, a real estate agent from 50 feet away can see a terrible looking business card. And you don't want to download anything from, other services like Vistaprint or something like that. You want custom designed marketing, like a business card, from a team of people who work only for home inspectors, and all of their services, their design services and consultation services, are free. And that's InterNACHI's marketing team. Remember the resources that I was talking to you about, InterNACHI? This is one of them. The InterNACHI marketing team, there's 6 highly professional illustrators, designers, and consultants on the team. There are 6 of them, and they all work for you. You could reach out to them today. Go to our contact page and reach out to the marketing director. Her name is Jessica, and her team. Anybody on the team, you can email them and ask this question: what can the InterNACHI marketing team do for my business? And let them rip. Let them tell you. They'll do something like this. They'll design really good looking, professional looking marketing for you. Business cards, logos, flyers, brochures, vehicle wraps, billboards, anything you want, from the smallest thing to the biggest thing. And all of their work is free. It's impossible for a business owner to hire 6 people to work on the marketing of the multi-inspection company marketing team, right? I mean, it's impossible to hire 6 people to work on your marketing, but through InterNACHI, that resource is available to you, and all of their design work is free. All you do is pay for the printing. That's chapter 14. I would just, you don't have to go through the whole course, but I would go through at least chapter 14 and chapter 11, which is all about money. What do you charge for your inspection? Um, if you don't know what to charge for your service, you won't be in business very long. And it's not about guesswork. And it's not about your competitor to your left or right, about what she charges or what he charges. It's about math. And it's also about, like, do you know the difference between profit and profitability and profit margin? Do you know how to calculate your inspection service fee? Do you know that when you pick up the phone, that, someone scheduled an inspection, that you know that you've calculated everything in here and you know that this is a phone call that's worth picking up because there's all of your business expenses are paid on that fee, and your profit and your vacation and your bills, right? And your desired annual salary, right? And your profit. So you have to know about how to calculate a profitable inspection fee, no matter what services you provide. And you can only get that from the only home inspection business and marketing course provided by a college. And that's InterNACHI's. So I highly recommend. Doesn't matter if you are working for someone else, you want to work for someone, or for your own company, take the home inspection business and marketing course. How do I make money right now? This is awesome. So I'm going to show you how to make money right now. So Alicia is actually a certified home inspector, and she's my wife. We're going to log into her account. So go to anynachi.org page. If you're an InterNACHI member, you go to the top right corner and log in. We're going to go to our dashboard. And if there's any notices from InterNACHI in red here, you should attend to them. Here's what you need to do to make money, like right now. If you're in a class right now and you want to schedule a home inspection by the end of the week, here's how you do it. You go to profile and settings, click on your profile, scroll down and make sure you have your phone number there and your address and your email. But here, right here, company website. You need a website entered into your InterNACHI profile because you have to get online. I guess there are business folks out there that say you don't need a website. Mine's all word of mouth, relationship marketing, and no one needs to have a web. I don't have to have a website or something like that. Okay, you're one out of a million, but to be successful nowadays, you really need a website or just at least a page. And I can give you that resource as well. InterNACHI's official vendor for website designs. Put your website in your profile. Then step 2 is you go to listings. So that was profile, right? Put a website in there. Go to listings and add up to 10 zip codes. So you get your service market area, find all the zip codes and enter them. Where do you want to work? And you enter the zip codes, okay? Little towns, little zip codes. And then you add your ancillary services. What do you actually do? What do you want to offer people? Do you want to offer annual inspections? Do you want to market to people that you do 4-point inspections? Then if you do, you click it and you save. Okay? That's what you do. Let's go check it out. Let's find an inspector, right? So you go to, oh, I did that too fast. You go to nachi.org. At the top, there'll be a thing called find an inspector, right? So you click that. And you can search by your name if you wanted to, or search by that zip code. So let's go 27607. That's Raleigh, North Carolina. And you click search, and there's Alicia. You can spy on your other competition if you wanted to. See what other home inspectors who are licensed or certified in your area are doing. And if we click on Alicia, her website is there, her InterNACHI ID is there, and her ancillary services. Remember, we added 4-point inspections. So people who are looking for a 4-point inspection in this zip code, we're just doing this as a test. I made Alicia visible. She's usually not. So we just did this as a test. Now, if I was looking for a 4-point inspection by a certified home inspector in that zip code, Alicia will pop up, and we can have a link to her website so that they can schedule, or they may call you directly. And there's the certifications you can get from InterNACHI. InterNACHI is this huge organization with a massive presence on the internet. And all we do all day long is we look for people who are searching for a particular type of certified inspector, not licensed, remember, certified inspector in a zip code. And we get that person and we send it to an InterNACHI member. We send them to their website. That's why you have to update the profile with a website. You have to update your listing with the zip code. You have to have all of your services available so that people can find that service, that inspector in that area, and contact them through us. That is a free inspection job lead. And if you do that and you turn yourself on live, visible, if you make yourself visible, remember we went to Alicia's homepage, you can make yourself visible or you can hide yourself, right? You can get certified, do all the things I just said. You can hide. I don't want to be on the internet quite yet, but if you make yourself visible, get ready to be called. Okay? That's the fastest way to get a job scheduled as a home inspector through InterNACHI. Update your profile. Let's take a look at the first 5 steps to success, which includes your updating your profile. And that's at I'm going to go get started, NACHI.org page, get started. Scroll down to become a home inspector. It says 15 steps. We're only going to look at the first 5. And this is really important. The first 5 steps. Why are we only looking at the first 5 steps? Because after you do the first 5 steps, at that point, you can start making money. You can see my focus, right? I'm trying to get you from 0 to 60 as fast as possible. Maximum learning and minimum amount of time so that you can start making money. That's our focus. We want you to be successful. There's a lot of other things you could do to really explode and grow your business. But wait a minute. Let's just, by the end of the week, let's see if we can get somebody to call us for an inspection, right? If you wanted to do that, right? And there are 5 steps. These are great 5 steps, concise, to the point. And what's the point? We're trying to get to the point where we start making money as a home inspector, utilizing InterNACHI's resources without wasting time or money. Step 1 is you join InterNACHI. I don't know if you've joined InterNACHI yet, but you can't. If you're not a member of InterNACHI and you take the home inspection business and marketing course, inside the course, there's a link to join InterNACHI. Step 2 is you got to get trained, certified, licensed, and experience. This is a big step. So let's just click that. Let me jump down the page to step 2 to get trained, certified, licensed, and experienced. Well, if you're brand new, how do you get experience? Well, if you're in class right now at the House of Horrors, you can do some pretend home inspections. You can get a checklist, maybe the electrical panel inspection checklist, right? Get that out and inspect one of the panels at the House of Horrors. Or you get that checklist and inspect the panel in your home or apartment or your friend's home or your neighbor's home. You have to get some kind of experience inspecting your home. Before I did my home inspection, I still remember I did at least 10 inspections on my own home. I needed a crash and burn without any risk, right? So if you don't have any clients paying you, you're just doing an inspection for your friend. Or if you're in a hotel room right now because you're taking a class down in Western Florida in your hotel, go back to the hotel room, get the bathroom inspection checklist out and inspect the bathroom 10 times. You got to get good. You got to get experience. Then you put all those checklists, all those inspections of systems together into one, and that's a whole home inspection process. So you have to get experience. You have to do inspections. And there's only a couple ways to do that. On your own, which is highly recommended. You got to do that on your own. But also you can hang out with mentors. Juan Garcia, your instructor there, is a mentor. And there are many other mentors. We have a mentoring program. And if you wanted to go there, it's through your dashboard, but I'll just go directly to the webpage. It's called nachi.org/mentoring, nachi.org/mentoring. And you can find a mentor anywhere in Florida or in any state, in your zip code or some other zip code, and hang out with them online or in real person. Do a ride along, right? Get some coaching and mentoring. Okay, trained, certified. We talked about training, talked about certification, talked about licensing. Doesn't mean anything. It means you met the absolute minimum to be a home inspector. You know, when you get a license, like you hold that license with pride, but it doesn't mean you're going to be successful. Once you get that license, all that means is you have met the absolute minimum requirements to do your job. And that is a very low bar. No one is going to hire you because you have a license, right? It's always those master plumbers, not the licensed plumber. I want to hire a licensed contractor. No, I want to hire a really good contractor with experience and maybe some third-party certifications, some other thing that tells me that they are much more better than their basic license. Anybody can get a license. A license means that you have met the requirements that everyone else has met. There's 4,000 inspectors around you. They will all hold a license. What's the difference between you? What is the answer to the question, why should I hire you instead of someone else? Because you hold a license. It's all about marketing. That's why you take that home inspection business and marketing course, right? You start working on your marketing, start developing your brand, start developing who you are. What do I got? Let's see my shirt. Big Ben. Big Ben Inspection. You can go to bigbeninspections.com. That's my brand. That's my fun brand. I don't do home inspections. I work at InterNACHI. But you know, that's on my shirt. Is Big Ben on there? I can't remember what shirt I put. I think Big Ben is on there. Have fun. This has nothing to do with the license. No one's going to hire me because I have a license. People are going to hire me because you know, Big Ben Inspections, you get incredible. I'm going to overwhelm my clients with value that my competition doesn't know about. So it's a lot of fun and about marketing. Once you become trained, certified, and licensed, it's really a race in marketing and getting experience and developing that confidence and competence that you need in order to compete with the best inspectors in your area. Okay, that's step 2. Let's go back to steps. Step 3 is you purchase an inspection tool or equipment. I made hundreds of thousands of dollars with this $100 flashlight. You need a flashlight and a GFCI tester, and then maybe a volt tester. And then, don't worry about these things. Infrared, right? Infrared and drone, right? That comes later. The basic tools, you know, is about flashlights and GFCI testers. You can make a lot of money. And you click that link and you get to the absolute best shop for inspector tools. That's inspectoroutlet.com. Inspectoroutlet.com for the tools, and for the checklists and software, we have links here as well. Got inspection checklists, we got software. We even have a practice software through InterNACHI. It's called the mock inspection software. Step 4 is you got to learn how to calculate profitable fees. You can't skip this step. Can't have the mind of like, oh, I'm going to be the best home inspector and be really good at inspecting and not have any idea how a business works. And you can work for someone else if you wanted to, but you really ought to know how a business works to be successful and give your employer a good return on their investment. They're investing a lot in you. They want a good inspector who understands not just how to do a good inspection, but how to communicate to customers. Customer service is huge in that course. How to communicate value in relation to the cost, the fee, right? You want to overwhelm your clients with incredible value, because in business, if the perceived value is incredibly greater than the cost, then it's a good decision. So for a client, potential client looking for a home inspector to hire, I want, in relation to the cost, I want someone to provide me incredible amount of value, valuable information to make me, home buyer, smart so I can make an informed decision on the biggest purchase of my life. I want my home to be safe, functioning, and healthy. And I want to hire a home inspector who isn't just licensed, but I want to hire a home inspector who's communicating that they can provide that need and overwhelm me with value. And man, I will dig deep in my pocket for that type of service. If you tell me you're licensed, I probably won't even hire you. And if I do, I ain't pulling out a lot of Benjamins for that. Step 5, get a domain, a logo, a website, and free job leads. I jumped ahead. I showed you how to get free job leads. How do you make money right now to update your profile and do listings? But you need a domain, you need a logo, and you need a website. We have those resources for you. You got to get online. Let's say you have a fantastic website, right? But it's costing you, oh, someone sold you on what's it called? Management fees at $500 a month. Uh, I I started a website design company. It's called Inspector Website Builder. My family runs it. They design websites for InterNACHI certified inspectors only. It's exclusive. They give discounts to InterNACHI members. They don't design websites for anybody else, actually. If you're a NACHI member, forget it. I know that there's no such thing as a management fee. Don't spend more than, oh, I don't know, $50 a month on having a fantastic customized website for you. There's nothing to do for a home inspector website, unless you're like changing services every week or something like that. You usually don't. You get your services, you put them on the board, you put them on the website with your inspection fees, you put your qualifications up, you put your InterNACHI logos all over the website, and you let it run. Let it run, baby, and make money. Think of your website as a very cheap employee who has one job: convert interested people into clients. That is the brutal focus of any inspector website design. It has to be designed well because its job 24/7 is for you to get jobs. It's to convert interested people who just, no, I'm kind of interested in this person. We're going to overwhelm you with valuable propositions. They're called unique sales propositions and value propositions. And we're going to convert you into scheduling an inspection with us while the boss is doing something else. While you're inspecting a home in Florida, your website, your employee, for cheap, is scheduling a job for you. That's what you need to think. You don't have to do the scheduling anymore. Don't be thinking you have to answer the phone even. Your website's going to do a lot of the work, a lot of the work. So we have those resources for you. Where do you get a domain? What is a domain? There's InterNACHI's marketing team. There's a link to their marketing. If you don't have a website, you can get a website. Where do you get it? Right here. There's a link there. And then you update your profile. You put in your services areas, your zip codes. And there's a couple other things that you may need help on. Your website design company should be able to help you with that. You need a Google business profile. It's very easy. I could do it. You could do it too. You got to get online. There's a little how-to video I made. Yeah, Google's the king of the search, right? So if people are searching for things, a home inspector does wind mitigation in that zip code, update your profile, get a website, but you need to tell Google that, hey, you're in business. So you have to get a business profile. It's very easy to do. And then Google reviews. I would do 10 inspections for 10 friends and have those 10 people do Google reviews. It's not cheating. You actually did a home inspection for 10 people and they reviewed your services. You're not going to charge them because this is just practice, right? You're trying to get Google reviews. How do you get Google reviews? Every client should have a Google review right after the inspection. They're satisfied. That's the high point of the inspection. Everyone's happy after the inspection. You go over the summary and you ask for a Google review and you ask for payment. So at that point, after those 5 steps, you can start making money. Let's do one more resource, Florida specific information. You go to nachi.org/Florida. That is an easy URL, nachi.org/Florida. And there's information about the licensing course and the exam, how to become a certified home inspector. I told you the reasons why. There's a house of horrors training. There's insurance. You need insurance down in Florida to be a licensed home inspector. But you want to network with other home inspectors, other certified and licensed home inspectors, because you're not alone in this. If you think you're alone in this, you're probably not going to be successful. You have to reach out and join maybe a local chapter in your area. You want to bump elbows with people who are in the same situation, starting a business or maybe running a successful business or maybe growing your current business into something even bigger. You want to scale it up. You have to find people who are like-minded with you, who are willing to share their experience with you, right? So, man, I don't care what market you're in. I know successful home inspectors in every zip code because they don't watch the news. So just turn off that TV. I haven't seen the news for a decade or more. I don't watch the news at all. I don't know of any good or bad news. It doesn't matter. All I know is what the people around me are talking about. And the people around me are home inspectors. Best group I ever want to hang out with because we talk about business and marketing and everything is focused on success. So you have to find other people like that who are going to support you in your efforts, especially if you're starting off. Don't think you're alone. You got a whole team of people at InterNACHI to help you, like I mentioned before, and you've got a huge network of other certified inspectors right around the corner, and reach out to them online or in person for coffee. You can find a mentor if you wanted to for some formal training as well. We have a mentorship program. So scroll down this page. By the end of the week, you should probably just take a scan down it and see what's going on. We got the 4-point inspections down in Florida, WDO. We got the Florida Department of Agriculture to make a statement about home inspectors looking for an infestation. You got commercial property inspectors. Our sister organization for commercial property inspectors is CCPIA. That's another way to make money. If you wanted to become a certified commercial property inspector, that's the association to join, ccpia.org, and there's a link, and all kinds of other things. Like we have a Florida home maintenance book you can give to clients, and that's on that state Florida page, and that's nachi.org/Florida. And I think, Juan, that was what I wanted to share, with everybody. If you have any questions from class students, I'm ready to take them.